The terms panic attack and anxiety attack are often mixed up, but they're actually different experiences. Picture this: panic attacks hit you out of the blue, while anxiety attacks creep out slowly over time. Understanding these differences is crucial because how we deal with them varies. And there are solid proven ways to tackle both panic attacks and anxiety attacks with the right support. Let's start with panic attacks. Imagine you are walking through a peaceful forest, enjoying the quiet rustle of leaves. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a bear leaps into the path ahead. Your heart slams against your chest, your palms sweat, your legs are ready to run. All classic signs of fear. This scenario mirrors a panic attack, except in real life there might be no actual bear. Panic attacks are intense episodes of fear that activate your body's acute stress responses, often called the fight or flight responses. The reaction is sudden, overwhelming, and can feel very uncomfortable and uncontrollable. The symptoms speak within just a few minutes and can include a racing heartbeat, shortness of breath, dizziness, trembling, and an extreme sense of impending doom. Some people even report feeling a disconnect from reality or a fear of dying during these episodes. Often, this intense fear arises from misinterpreting bodily sensations that are normally harmless. For example, a person might feel chest pain and immediately think they are having a heart attack, or experience a tightness in their throat and shortness of breath, leading them to fear they might suffocate. These catastrophic thoughts about losing control, facing total humiliation, or even dying can dramatically escalate the panic, culminating in a full-blown panic attack. Panic attacks can start suddenly, without a clear reason, in a situation where there is no real danger present. But they can also be triggered by specific fears like flying, spiders, crowds, or public speaking. However, the presence or absence of a trigger doesn't define whether it's a panic attack, as they can occur unpredictably. Imagine sitting at home, watching TV, when a panic attack strikes. There is no bear, no immediate threat, yet your body reacts as though your life is in grave danger. This unpredictability can lead to persistent worry about when the next attack might occur, and this fear of future panic attacks can itself become deliberating. In contrast to these sudden and severe panic attacks, anxiety attacks develop more gradually. Anxiety attacks stem from a build-up of prolonged stress or worry and are not characterized by the abrupt onset seen with panic attacks. For instance, if you have been stressed about an upcoming job interview for weeks, your increasing dread and tension might culminate in an anxiety attack. During an anxiety attack, you might experience a sustained period of feelings such as irritability, restlessness, and a sense of being overwhelmed. Physical symptoms might include headaches, muscle tension, and insomnia. These symptoms are less intense than those of panic attacks, but can be just as disabling, as they can persist for a longer duration, impacting daily functioning and quality of life. Unlike panic attacks, which typically reach their peak within minutes and subside relatively quickly, anxiety attacks can last for hours or even days. The duration and chronic nature of these symptoms make anxiety attacks particularly challenging to manage. Anxiety attacks are often related to something that is perceived as stressful or threatening in the environment, highlighting a more prolonged and less intense experience than panic attacks. They are usually triggered by stresses or worries related to specific events, circumstances, or future outcomes, such as concerns about work, relationship, health, or other significant life challenges. Panic attacks can lead to a diagnosis of panic disorder, a specific mental health condition. On the other hand, an anxiety attack isn't recognized as a separate mental health condition in major diagnostic guides like the DSM-5. Instead, what people might call an anxiety attack is usually seen as a part of other underlying anxiety disorders. For example, it could be a symptom of generalized anxiety disorder, where a person feels anxious on most days about a variety of things, or social anxiety disorder, which involves a deep fear of social situations. But anxiety attacks can escalate into panic attacks if prolonged anxiety intensifies significantly. This progression demonstrates the importance of effectively managing anxiety to prevent it from worsening into a panic attack. Panic attacks and anxiety attacks stem from fear and anxiety, but are distinct in their triggers and symptoms. Panic attacks strike abruptly and often without warning, characterized by intense, overwhelming fear. They are short but severe, making you feel as if you are losing control or having a heart attack. On the other hand, anxiety attacks build up gradually, often due to ongoing stress or worry about potential problems. Management strategies also differ. When you are having a panic attack, things might feel scary fast. First, it's important to recognize when you have a panic attack. Your heart races and your throat feels dry because your body thinks it's in danger. But remember, you're actually safe. This is just how your body naturally reacts. By becoming aware of these signs and recognizing them as symptoms of anxiety, you can start to see them for what they are. This awareness helps you avoid misreading them in a way that could lead to a full-blown panic attack. It is also helpful to tell yourself what's happening. My heart is racing and I am having a panic attack. It feels scary, but I am actually okay. Taking slow, deep breaths can also help you feel calmer. One of the fastest ways of calm down is by controlling your breathing. Try the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds and then exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat this cycle at least 4 times. This method helps calm your mind and reduce anxiety quickly. Adjust the numbers to what feels most comfortable, but the key is to keep your out-breath longer than your in-breath. It might take a few minutes to feel calmer, so be patient. Avoiding places where you had panic attacks can make anxiety worse. For example, skipping the supermarket after a panic attack there might seem helpful, but actually increases anxiety over time. It's better to gradually face these situations with support to overcome fears and prevent your world from shrinking. For anxiety attacks, which tend to build up gradually, it helps to practice mindfulness. and engage in calming activities. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, self-hypnosis, or even going for a walk can help manage the build-up of anxiety effectively. Doing something you enjoy, like listening to music or drawing, can also help you refocus and feel less anxious. These methods allow you to stay grounded and reduce the intensity of the anxiety before it escalates. If you often have panic attacks or feel very anxious, there are good treatments that can help you, like psychotherapy, medication, and different ways to manage stress. Think about trying cognitive behavioral therapy, a common and effective treatment for both panic disorder and anxiety. This type of therapy helps you change the behaviors and thoughts that might be causing you panic or anxiety attacks so you can live your life more fully. I'd also like to hear about your experiences with anxiety and what works for you. Please share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to catch more helpful content. Thanks for watching. Bye.